everyone, it's me again, Brittany, and welcome back to my channel. I am doing my June TBR today, which is pretty exciting because I'm kind of in the mood for TBRs again. I don't know. Like I said in last month's, I don't want to make my TBRs too big because then I just don't have any room to move around or breathe for the month, and I am mostly a mood reader, but I am pretty anal about checking off all my boxes, so like if I write a TBR list, I get very anxious if I can't just check them all off. Or not anxious. Anxious is not the right word. I just get very frustrated. I'm doing a TBR today, but it's not huge. There's only like 5 books on it. 2 of them were ones that I was already pretty sure that I was gonna read since I got the audiobooks for them. So let's kind of get started on them. So June is Pride Month. I kind of just wanted to start off by saying this. I don't have that many Pride picks. I've actually been looking through my shelves and I don't really have that many books that have like other kinds of relationships and things like that. So I did want to mention to please leave your favorite Pride kind of book down below, and if you see the one that you were going to recommend me, just like that one, because whichever one's most liked, I think I'm going to buy and read for the month of June. So guys, go comment down below and make sure to just like it if you already see the title you were going to recommend me. So I'm really excited about this. So the first book on my list is actually This Mortal Coil by Emily Savada. If you were watching my weekend reading vlog from the other week, then you know I wanted to really listen to this. I got it into my Libby account. That's actually what I use to listen to audiobooks. I use Libby, which is a connection through your library. And I recently acquired it from my library, but I wanted to hold off until Asian Readathon was over because I wanted to read more Asian picks. But now that it's gonna be June, I really want to read This Mortal Coil. This is a sci-fi book and I don't know too much about it. I know that it has a main character as a hacker, and I know that it's gotten really amazing reviews by the people that have read it. So I am really excited to pick it up and just to find out what it's about, but I don't really want to spoil myself on it. I feel like this book is gonna be a lot better if I just kind of go in blind, but I will link it down below for you guys just in case you want to look at the summary. My biggest motivator for reading this was that Emily Savada has some kind of STEM degree, and I've been really curious to see how that's going to affect her sci-fi writing because obviously she has a background in science-y things. So yeah, that's gonna be number 1 on the list. Number 2 is actually pretty exciting, also kind of intimidating. I just don't know if I'm in the mood for it, but I'm gonna do it. And that's Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I've been putting this off for quite a while now. I really wanted to pick it up straight away after finishing Fangirl. There are excerpts of Carry On in Fangirl. I said that really weird, Fangirl. And Carry On is actually a fan fiction written by our main character in that book, and this is the entire story. It's the whole actual fan fiction that she finished and we only saw bits and pieces of in Fangirl. Carry On itself is sort of like a parody of sorts on Harry Potter, and I don't really want to describe it that way since there are quite a few differences. It's just sort of, I think the main 2 characters are really supposed to emulate Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy. We have the chosen one, which is going to be Simon Snow, and then we have sort of his arch nemesis, who's going to be Baz, and it's their story of just kind of being roommates in this magical school and learning wizardry, but Baz is hiding something, and it's a pretty big something, and it's something that's going to change their lives, and I just think that it's going to be a very cute story about their relationship as it grows, because obviously this is the play on the Drarry ship, which is, you know, the ship that everyone thinks that Draco and Harry Potter should have ended up together because all that anger was really just sexual tension. So I'm so excited to see it because I never even knew about that ship until I joined BookTube, and now I'm like, I could totally see it. I can totally see it. So I'm excited to see how this one goes, and this is also really perfect for the month of June since it is like a male-male relationship, maybe, potentially, possibly. This next book on here is actually one that I didn't think I would want to put on my TBR straight away, but I did actually start it already. I have been reading the first bit of it, and I was, Luna, you ripped off my string that... That's so rude. I left my passion planner on the floor and she ripped the string out that bookmarks your page. But I already have started the book and it's so fast-paced and I'm already so engaged, probably because I'm such a huge fan of Disney, and that's going to be The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. This isn't Disney, but it's sort of like a futuristic Disneyland. It's this theme park called The Kingdom that has bioengineered animals that haven't existed for years or that have gone extinct or that maybe never existed, such as dragons. And they also have bioengineered people with artificial intelligence, like our main character, who is a fantasist. Her name is Anna, and she's one of the 7 fantasists, and she is basically a perfect woman. She is gorgeous and beautiful, and she is there to make your life that much better and to give you a happily ever after in the kingdom. Her and her sisters do that, the other 6 fantasists. But this beautiful, majestic kingdom isn't really as it seems, as all of these bioengineered people start to kind of malfunction. There's issues in their wiring, and they're starting to feel things that they were never made to feel, such as Anna, who starts to feel love for a human worker in the kingdom. But everything is turned around when he is murdered and she is accused of murdering him. This story is really told mostly through the trial of her taking the stand as a witness and trying to decide if all her modified memories are true and seeing if she really did feel love for him. It's told in like file sort of format too, which is really cool. So I'm really excited to see what this is about. I actually did a sponsored video with this, and I'm kind of annoyed right now because that summary that I just gave, flawless. The summary that I gave for my video, I was so lost and confused the entire time. I think I get overwhelmed when I'm doing the actual promotional video, but then when I'm not doing it, I gave such a good summary. Like, can I just copy and paste this into that video? Ugh. So frustrating. I am really excited to read it just because it's a very dark world. It is a dark version of Disney, and I'm really curious to see like what these princesses, these fantasists really have to do to make everyone so happy. It's honestly the back that caught my attention. It's, we are beautiful, we are kind, we never raise our voices, we always aim to please, we never say no unless you want us to, your happiness is our happiness, your wish is our command. Like, it's gonna be so dark. Okay, I'm excited. The next book on this list is one I'm also kind of nervous about. I don't know. I know I want to read this book. I just didn't know I would want to read it this soon, but it is perfect for June because it is Pride Month and I want to be involved, and that's gonna be They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I'm very nervous about this. This is another set in the future kind of world. It's not even set in the future, it is our world, but the only difference is that on the morning of the day you die, you get a phone call. They've mastered it. They figured out exactly when you're gonna die, whether it's, you know, natural death or unnatural, and you get a phone call, and this whole world is set up to kind of accommodate for that. So after you get your phone call, you can go and live the best of your life in that single day. There's programs everywhere. There's programs to meet people that are also going to die on that day, and there's programs just to do everything that you've ever wanted to do in your life. At the start of this story, we have 2 characters, Mateo and Rufus, that get that phone call saying that they're gonna die, and they meet on an app, and they kind of want to spend their last day together, and it's their story of everything that they do that day, all the things that they see, and maybe as their relationship grows, we're not really sure. And then obviously we have the big question, are they really going to die at the end? My theory is yes, it's in the cover, there's a skull in the background, but you never actually know. You don't really know if they're gonna die at the end. I mean, maybe only one of them dies. Maybe the other one has to live with the sadness of that for the rest of his life. I don't know, I'm really not sure. And the last book that I want to read this month is also one that I already have the audiobook for and that I was just holding off on reading the entire month of May, and that is Shadowcaster by Cinda Williams-Chima. I'm very excited, also very nervous about this series. I haven't actually read the summary at all. So I finished the 7 Realms series last year, which is the series that is set in the same world as this, but prior to this story. These are the companion novels that she released after that quartet was done. I really loved the 7 Realms series. I loved how it ended. It was just so perfect for me, and it was such a fun thing to do last year, a series to just finish. And this year I wanted to do that with this series. She actually just released the 4th and final book in this companion series. So I kind of want to do the same thing, but I'm also very nervous because the last series was called The 7 Realms, and this series is called The Shattered Realms. So I don't know what could have possibly happened in between that time for all the kingdom to just be destroyed. If you didn't know, the Seven Realms series has to do with Hans and Reza is a princess of this realm, and in this realm it's a queendom. So she is set to inherit the throne after her mother. And Hans is just a regular run-of-the-mill thief. Like, he is a peasant and he's done bad things and bad choices, but that doesn't mean he was still bad in the series. And it's kind of their separate stories, but maybe they get intertwined, things like that. It was really fantastic, really magical. I loved the way the world was set up. Let's just read the back. Like, that way I'm not like honestly spoiled, but you guys still know kind of an idea of it. So it says, a warrior princess fighting to end an endless war, a young soldier who hates to lose, defeated and trapped behind enemy lines, a musician whose songs have the power to ensnare. Follow these young fighters as they fall under the shadow of a new enemy, a force that threatens to extinguish every last ray of light in the Shattered Realms. I'm curious to see how far in the future this one is, if it's like directly after the events of the last book, but I have a feeling that it's actually like set super in the future. I guess we'll see. And those are the 5 books that I am set to read this month, that I will probably end up reading this month. But guys, please don't forget to comment down below and to like if you already see the title, because I would love to buy whichever one is most liked for Pride Month. And that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!